Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode one of Buddy and Bigfoot. Say hello, Bird. What we're going to do here, we're going to try to chronicle Bigfoot encounters in the state of Louisiana. Um, I'm going to be using BFRO, GCBRO, and Bigfoot Mapping Project. If you're not familiar with any of those, I'm going to show them to you right now. Now, the Bigfoot Mapping Project looks like this. This is North America. It's been created by Scott Thompson about maybe 5-6 years ago. Did a really good job on it. There's a lot of information on here. There's both databases are chronicled on here, as well as sightings that are just on here. The ones in red have just been reported to this database. The only place I've heard it mentioned is on Small Town Monsters. If you're familiar with that program, they do a really good job, mostly documentary style videos, but they're really good. GCBRO, Gulf Coast Bigfoot Research Organization. They've been around a little while longer than the Bigfoot Field Research Organization, but they don't have quite as many entries on here. And BFRO, which everybody I'm sure is familiar with, the big TV show Finding Bigfoot, they have the biggest database that I believe out there, as far as on the internet is concerned. All right, so we're going to start in Allen Parish, which is second in alphabetical order, but Arcadia has no encounters as of this time, which I hope to remedy that. So we're going to go in here, and all the states you can see. Now, Louisiana has 46 entries here. You can go through. California has 462 and so forth. I believe Washington, Oregon have the most. Yeah, Washington's at 724. So if we go to Louisiana, all the parishes are here, and this database has one in Allen Parish. So we're going to click on that one, and it's from October of 1980. Okay, as the gentleman reported, the year was 1980 in the fall, month October. And the details are north of Oakdale, 2 to 2.5 miles east of Highway 165, about 250, 300 yards north of Old Wiley Road. This area is now a federal prison, which is true. We'll see that on the map. He states, it was late afternoon, close to sundown, but he didn't really know the exact time, but I was hunting with my dog about an hour when I got a strange feeling of being watched. I dismissed the feeling as another hunter being in the area and watching me. After another 10 to 15 minutes, my dog ran into the thicket. He was not barking at all, which was very strange to me. I called for him several times and he would not respond. Then all of a sudden, once he started barking, and after a few seconds, I heard a scream. It was so loud, I could clearly hear the sound over the dog barking. The dog quit barking, and I could hear other sounds, the snapping of twigs and limbs. My dog came running out, brushed past me in the direction of home. I called for him, but he wouldn't stop. I turned back in the area. He came, and what I saw scared the hell out of me. I was standing about 25 yards from the thicket, and I could make out the outline of something in the brush. It was about 7 feet tall or more, and very large. The plants around him were light brown with some green mixed in. The figure was a little taller. I do remember the smell. I don't remember any smell of any kind. It seemed to be looking at me, but I couldn't tell at that distance. It began to move towards me. I could not see the brush moving, and I could bird. I could tell that it was alive. I turned and ran and never looked back. I ran all the way back home where I found my dog hanging underneath my dad's truck in the garage. I never told anyone this before. He also noticed I went back hunting that same place next year and saw nothing. I was questioning whether my eyes were playing tricks on me. I really don't know. The environment around there was flat oak, water standing in some areas, and a lot of area overgrown with brush and small trees. As much further as I could in some other places. Here's home, 1 mile south, very large, deep flood control, 1/2 mile southeast. That's 1/2 mile southeast of his house. Well, this is a pretty interesting encounter. We'll go to the map and we'll see exactly where this is. We'll go to Louisiana right here. And Lafayette is here. Lake Charles is here. This is 165. So we travel north on 165 and we get to Oakdale. The entirety of Allen Parish is here. Now he stated it was about 2.5 miles north of Oakdale on Old Whiteley Road. This is west Whiteley Road and east Whiteley Road. So I imagine it's changed a little bit since 1980. And this is the prison complex he was speaking about. I believe I remember this was built around 1990, 92, somewhere around there. So 1980, it wouldn't have been there. All right. So if anybody else has anything more to add that is from this area, would appreciate it. Leave it in the comments. That would be great. Or as far as any other sightings since then or before, that would be awesome. Okay, we're going to stay in Allen Parish, like I said, for today. So I'm going to leave it right here on Oakdale. And we'll go to the GCBRO, where we have another one. Now on here, you look for database of U.S. database of sightings, and it's going to be down here. It's the same format, all the states and everything. And they don't have any from Arcadia, as does not the VFRO, but Allen, here we go. Now this one, it was posted October 5th of 2012, okay? But the sighting actually occurred in 1972, which is not uncommon in these databases. It's actually was set in by his brother. So it reads a little awkwardly. Swampy, wooded, Old Mill Road, edge of town, an abandoned railroad track, half a mile from the river. Okay. Now, basically, what happened, he says, large furry creature standing on the tracks. They cross the road, and 10-foot furry creature was standing about 30 feet looking at my friend, and it was no bear. I shot it several times with my 22. We ran for our lives. This was my 8-year-old brother talking. Okay, like I said, this is a brother giving his brother's account. He had no clue of what he saw. I informed him that it was a Bigfoot or Sasquatch, and he didn't even have a clue of the creature. All right. So, 1972. So, imagine he's in his 50s now. They were walking to the river swamp to hunt on a sparsely settled road. Okay. Description of the creature. We saw a huge 10-foot tall furry creature. It was not a bear, my brother's words. I was skeptical about the 10-foot until one of my friends told me that around the same time period, his brother yelled to him to come to the kitchen from the front room, and very close to the house, at this house on the same road, he said, I ran to the kitchen and hollered for a Bigfoot, and he stooped and looked into the back door. I mean, how tall is a creature has to stoop down to look through a 7-foot door? Okay, that's pretty interesting to be on the same road that this supposedly happened on, and 10 foot. Wow. Okay, this is some other information, and this kind of gives us a better maybe location in the parish of where it happened. And it's just rumors, but around town, one of my friends and his father took him to spend the night in the East Bay woods. His father went on the hunt and left me. He told me that if I heard or smelled anything, just lie there, and I would be straight. And sure enough, while later, I could hear something coming towards the camp. It walked around the camp, and it smelled worse than a skunk. I did what my dad told me. This was sometimes in the 60s. All right. So remember, our sighting was 72, and this account was in the 60s. All right. So let's go back to our map, and we'll look at one thing that he said in that last little. We said it was maybe a rumor, but right here in the parish, remember Oakdale's over here. There's some West Bay Wildlife Management Area. Now, what it was called in 1960s and 70s, I don't know, but he claimed he was in the East Bay woods. So if West Bay is here, then perhaps East Bay is here. Just if anybody is from there that could shed some light on that, I would love for you to put it in the comments, and then we'll all know. All right. So that's all the encounters we have from Allen Parish. So, buddy, you enjoy that? Say hello. Say hello to the peeps. Okay. I would appreciate, any, don't be too hard. I mean, this is my first recording, so I'm just learning all this new stuff. Thank you, and we'll be back shortly.